Hi and welcome to another Gemini Rogues video. This is the beginning of our series, top 5 tier 6 medium tanks, which is probably the best set of mediums in the game. Is that right?
We say it's the top 5. They're all pretty awesome, to be honest with you.
Actually 5. This is 5.1.
5.1.
Explain why.
Well, it's the M4A3E2. I'm going to tell you what 5.2 is. It's the M4A3E2. They're very similar tanks, just slight modifications on each one that makes them slightly different. Okay. We'll go into more of that detail in a minute.
There's loads.
Yeah, 5.1 is the E2. We're just going to call it the Easy 2, or as it's known now, the Jumbo.
Jumbo.
Wasn't known as the Jumbo during the war, but it has been known that since.
Really?
Yeah, no, it wasn't called the Jumbo during the war.
Wasn't called a Jumbo.
No, but okay. Anyway, basically straight into history here.
Yeah,
Americans needed an assault tank. They needed a battering ram kind of tank that they could just put in front and just plough the way through whatever. Basically, the Siegfried line in France.
So they chose the M4.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. There were other tanks. The T260-1 that was just taking too long to produce. The M6 heavy tank that again failed to stand up to test during trials they made with it. So it was decided the M4A3 we're just going to get an extra 38mm armour welded onto the front of it.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's how the Jumbo was
and it's well angled as well.
Yeah, well, it's actually a British idea to build a Jumbo with a thicker cast hull. They wanted a thicker cast hull up to 89mm thick in 1942. The Americans thought about it, sat on it, and then in 1943 thought, we're going to have to do something ourselves. This is just not working anymore, the M4. It's not armoured enough for what we need it to do. So they made tests. They took the M4A3. They put an extra £89,000, I think, or something silly like that onto it, and tested it, trialled it to see if the old thing could withstand it, and it could. No repercussions to it. So then they decided to put the armour on. I'll not bore you into details. They had to change out suspension, sprocket springs, and track linkage and stuff like that. But basically, they changed little things like that so it could take the extra weight. A little bit of extra side armour as well, an extra inch on there. They welded that to it, and that's pretty much what they did.
Well, let's get into some gameplay, because you can waffle for ages on the Jumbo, man. Come on, let's start this gameplay.
Right, straight away. Because we're doing the Easy 8 as well, I'm not going to use both guns, but you can use both guns on each one. The dirt gun, which we fitted onto this one, is a 105mm gun. As you can see, it only takes 2 shells, your premium HE shells, which you don't get no splash damage on, and we're going to see this in the video. We've got 20 of, and we've got 50 rounds.
I was going to say 2 shells, like 70 there, man.
Yeah, it takes a lot of nice little round there. Takes quite a bit of shells with it. 70s are never running out, pretty much. The benefit of the 105mm is you get splash damage.
Sit and have 2 minutes.
Yep. you get the benefit of splash damage firing HE. The only problem is that can sometimes be minimal, but it can be exceptional. It depends on what tier match you're going to get, and that's when you play this tank completely different. It is a medium, it's technically an heavy.
Can it?
Well, you'll see that during video now, what it can and can't do. It can do God knows numerous things.
Yeah, sorry. Go on,
you're right there. You can see snapping a shot off is not one of its strong points. Look at the velocity shell and HE shells
that
on
wasn't snapped off.
God knows what map that's ended up on. So
it did not snap that.
Now we're going to support on this tank. We're going to support the IS-3 that's already pushed well on.
It drives water well, doesn't it?
Yeah, 35 kilometres an hour. So you're not doing a lot of flanking in this thing. You can, but you've got to make sure that if you are flanking, you're going to be able to help support and you're going to be able to do some damage.
I quite like your camo. Very tasty.
So at this point, we're not going to push on with the IS-3. I'm just going to try and back him up. We've got armour, we'll talk about the armour later on.
That's lucky.
Yeah, but we're not going to mention the armour pretty much now, because you'll see a few shots bounce, but we're not going to talk about that. It's easy to talk about in later videos.
Okay.
Try another shot here.
That's it. That's one.
And you can see how much damage you can do with one shot against a weakly armoured tank. Even though that is a tier 7 light, you're not generally going to get that against other things, as we're going to see here. What we got there, an LTTB, another tank with the fire as HE, that'll probably get full penetration. But generally speaking, you don't get that much penetration on with this gun, if you know what I mean, 105mm. So we're going to try and buy this IS-3 up. He's asking for a bit of help over here, and we're going to see straight away the difference in the rounds. This video is more about showing what the rounds do in this tank. You can fit the 76mm gun on this like you can get on the Easy 8, but without tracking damage, you'll get that a lot as well with HE rounds. We didn't do a lot of damage either there. Bit of assisted damage coming in.
Shot off well, didn't he?
You can see here, try and get a bit of splash damage, didn't get any at all. on the 229. None.
No
And
splash.
that can happen. You can sometimes get no splash damage at all.
No.
Oh, just missed this. I mean, the velocity of the shells and also a problem. The aim
I'm
time's a
not
problem.
liking his gun. I don't like it.
It's not really suited to doing what we're doing here, but you can't really push on, I guess. And they were fired as first one of his premium shells there. The problem with the premium shells is you get no splash damage. You do get more penetration. 53 pen with a standard HE shell, with a premium 101. So it does go up, it's worth the risk. You can see there again, no splash damage again.
Nothing.
We switch back to the HE shell, see if we can get some splash damage.
Do you do anything in this game?
Yeah, we'll get going in a minute.
Going.
Try and get a bit of splash damage back there, 35. There's the problem. Everybody thinks, I get 400 damage every time I fire this shot. We're going to see a nice flat backer of Tiger, 91 damage. We switch to his premium rounds. We've got 101 mil of penetration. We should be able to get through.
This will do it.
The difference in the premium shell and the standard shell
that was good,
is there. You saw it there a little bit. 410 damage if you get an HE shell pen. With the premium ammo, it's 350.
You're doing well with these ones.
We're trying to back that IS-3 up best we can. We can't complain. I'm surprised not having a shell dropped on the light artillery at this point.
True.
Finish off that Tiger. There's a little bit of a dance there.
Is the IS-3 still alive? Did you help him?
Yeah, he's still going there. He plays excellently well, to be honest with you, to survive this long. And now we're going to go after its bread and butter, a nicely lightly armoured light tank.
The thing is, it's nice free in a tier 6 game.
And you can see again, 10 degrees of gun depression. You can get with most American stuff.
Nice.
Oh,
you've done some nice.
And that's that gun. That's what you get from this 105mm gun. The Easy 2 in real life had a 75mm upgrade to a 76. It never really saw this 105mm howitzer. So it's kind of a mythical gun, but
blueprint.
Yeah, it does more than a job. You can see it against lightweight stuff like this. It's a risk. It's 53 going to pen the tier 8. It's just a chance.
I don't know.
Why take a risk, put 101 in and get a definite penetration? You're only going to lose 60%. But then you risk you get no splash damage if it don't pen. It's risk and reward. You've got to weigh everything up constantly. Which shell is the best shell to use for what type of job you want to get done?
Okay.
As you can see, we're backing up again. We're backing up the heavy tanks that are on our team. We're not a frontal brawler, not in a tier 8 match. Tier 6 we're going to see coming up, you can take the lead, you can be right at the front. Rolls for 310.
That's good.
Yeah, just enough to leave him alive, not get the kill. You can see here now, IS-2, try and get it in that nice little soft bit below his turret. It goes in, and the rolls for 321 again. So we're getting some low rolls here. Tiger 2 there, I'm not mixing it with him. We're going to try and get the old flanking manoeuvre and try and get some shots into the side of him.
So how much I was going to ask how many did they make in real life?
Real life for these 254. 250 were asked for, and they made 4 as prototypes. But it kept its E number. Its E number is not just there for the purpose, it's used as the word experimental. And it kept that because it never went into testing. They just threw it straight onto the battlefield and see how it went, and that's why there's 254, because they didn't bother with 4 prototypes, they just used them as well.
Tested it in the field then?
Yep, and it was well liked by people who use it, if they were still alive, because of the problem that they used it as a frontal battering ram at the head of the column. And the problem with that was that it saw minefields. It was first over a minefield, it was first to see any hidden tank guns that they couldn't see, so a lot of them got knocked out, hell of a lot. You can see their mastery badge, but not a lot. This is why this tank struggles.
You didn't do a lot, but you got one. 2,421
damage, 1,600 assisted damage. We blocked 435. I think we blocked a shot from a TVP, tier 8 medium in that game, so the armour's pretty stand-uppy.
You used quite a few premium rounds, didn't you?
Yeah, well, that's it's risk and reward. You can get in that penetration. In a tier 8 match, you tend to use a bit more than that. Even in a tier 6 match, sometimes you need that 101, because you don't want to keep doing 36 splash damage against an heavy tank's turret, because that's all you can see. You kind of have to mix it up. We can see here now mobility again. We mentioned it already. 35 kilometres. It's not fast, but it's not slow. This is just a big. Well, it's like
what's this map?
Fisherman's Bay.
Okay.
So we're going to push this flank, and we're going to work this little ridge line we've got coming up here. I mean, the turret's fantastically armoured. 152 mil. The turret armour.
That's not bad.
All the way around.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All the way around. I know it's not overly flat,
what's
but
best way to kill it? Best way to kill it.
Get around it. But it depends, because you can fit different packages to this tank. You can have it lighter, with a little less armour.
Yeah.
Which I don't see the point in doing it. I mean, you can fit the 76mm gun. I'm only not using the 76mm gun because I'm going to use that in the Easy 8 video, because you can fit the dirt gun on both, and there's a 5 on that.
Okay.
There's the problem. There's that problem with that gun. The velocity's not there.
No, it's no
but you saw there, not one shot penned. and you feel quite comfortable sat here, other than
Oh,
artillery.
you knew you mean. You're getting peppered, aren't you, by stuff?
Straight over the top of the M6. Who's better? M6 on me. Technically, it should be us.
You didn't hit him.
Then we're going to smash one into the tracks of the
What did you do to him? Nothing.
Just tracked him.
Just tracked him.
We were already tracked anyway, so.
So you're not getting
Can we get one into that there? We got drop one straight in 340.
That's pretty good.
This is a problem. Do you go for that extra damage with the HE shell and risk not penning, or
you're still
you
blocking.
Can see it bouncing
Still
here.
blocking.
I mean, it only has 101mm of hull, upper armour, the upper hull.
Yeah.
Which sounds not a lot, and you think, how you bouncing so much, but look at the angle on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the
Fantastically
angle.
and especially if you're sitting on a ridgeline using your 10 degrees of gun depression. This is the problem with HE, there, straight
That
there.
hit it.
Didn't even pen an LCAT though, not even full penetration on a LCAT, only splash damage for 180. So it's finding that fine line of when to use an HE shell and when to use your premium.
You haven't got much choice though, really, have you? You should have. I don't know, you should have destroyed that Hellcat, but you didn't. Never mind.
We might get him in a bit.
What are you saying?
We'll see if he's available. We're going to push in a bit. We're going to use this frontal arm.
Why are you driving?
I'm not in the view range. The thing that was spotting me with Leopard, and he's long gone now.
Oh, okay.
We've got every tank sat on the corner at town, so we're going to push up and try and flank, as you should do in a medium. So you see, you can still play this as a medium / heavy. It's not a full-on medium. It's not full on heavy.
You're not supporting your heavies because you're in front of them.
But this is not a tank. You can fit a vertical stabiliser on this. I think I have got one on this, yeah, which is a bit stupid really with this kind of gun. You can see the gun dispersion is immense when you're moving.
I was going to see what she loaded out. I can't really see anything at the bottom.
No, I think I'm just running optics with a gun lane drive.
Are you sure you're running optics? Look at the size of that view range.
It's not great. It only has 330 metre view range, I'm afraid. It's not that kind of... But the way the tank's made, it's nearly an heavy tank. It's not built for scouting. It's not built if you've got no light tanks on your team to do their job. It's not what an Easy 2 does. It is a fantastic... I mean, you're going to see here again, Fury. He's done. I know he's only got a nipple to himself, but he's not even going to be able to pen us if we stay frontally onto him.
Does he?
You can see, shoot, bounce, dead. Pretty much, and then carry on to next. This is the Easy 2 in its element, absolute element. Hills like this on Fisherman's Bay, where you can just angle that armour even more than it already is. It just becomes, I mean, 136mm of armour on the lower plate. And you can see here, this is the risk and reward HE shells. Try and get one into his lower plate. It still swings around to the right and manages to hit his traction instead.
What tank is that? Oh, it's a
catching KB1. Just let him shoot away at front of us. He's not penders anymore. He got a few in while we were driving up to back him to straighten himself up. And he's done now.
He ain't going to pen you, is he?
Back down to his back. Finish him off. You see the fire rate's quite impressive.
Did you feel dirty after that?
No, not really. 7.5 rounds here. Have that we did get him in. You can tell that the fire rate's not bad. To say how much, if you penned with every shot, the DPM's immense on it. And you can see our switch shells here just to show the difference between shells. Yep, we did 100 damage, splash damage with a normal HE round. Premium ammo, nothing at all. No splash damage, no penetration. So we switch back to his HE rounds. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still watching, Oh, you tracked him?
Tracked him, I'm going to finish this leopard off.
He's on a nipple.
Nice. Do you not move? You see, you can't shoot up, move.
Yeah,
this tank's dying everywhere. And can we think, look at the aim time. The aim time is a problem for this tank, but normally you're really up close and personal with it. So someone else is shooting us. Who's that pesky git little shooting away at front of us? Somebody spotted us as well. Can we find him?
Oh, look at
that. Swedish.
No pan, didn't pan you.
This is going to be a hell of a shot if we can pull it off. Drop it off at top. Just caught top corner, full on penetration with HE round.
His controller went flying.
Yeah. So you can tell the Easy 2 can be a complete arse. A complete arse. You can't play this like a medium. Not like the other tier 6 mediums. It plays nothing like anyone. It's more of a heavy tank. Yeah, and that's nothing really in an Easy 2 scheme of things. You can block way more than that. It's ridiculous what you can block.
Your damage is a bit low because you kept injuring.
Yeah, it's risk and reward, this tank. It's more suited to a lower tier match. It can really go to town. In the tier 6 match, this thing can go to town on anything in it, literally. There's not a lot can pen it frontally, and if you stay front of on, it can be a right arse to shift.
Have they nerfed this? Because I'm sure it used to be a lot better than it is now.
It seems to get penned a lot more now than what it used to when I played it first time round. Yeah. But I think they've changed all sorts of things. I think they've changed the turret that you can fit the 76mm now in the Jumbo package, which I didn't think you could do before. I thought the only way you could have the Jumbo package was to fit the 105mm. I think that's changed. Because on the PC, you know, it works completely different to console, where you fit your own turrets and you can't put the 76mm in the armoured turret.
Oh, no, no.
No, we're skipping over it. We're not 100% sure ourselves. Making this up as we go along. Well, just little things. Signal range, we're not mentioning that, 610 metres, so that's either near nor there. But again, that's not what this tank's about. You're not sniping, especially with this gun on it. We took a shot there, Stritch Farm, really good medium tank there at tier 6. We might see him later on it list. Penned us straight away. And then you can even see now, he's gone. He's not fancying...
No, he doesn't want no jumbo action, does he?
But we're going to take another whack here. We've over-angled ourselves slightly. And you're going to stick one in this side plate there. We've blocked that one. Tier 5 brother of the tier 6 one there.
You're up front. I can see you backing up your heavies again. Or not.
Well, we're doing what we can do. We're frontline here. This is what I mean. Top tier, you can do this. You can take the lead. You can do what the heavies do. It's their job.
Just does all
little added advantages. There we go. Look at that. 368 pen bump.
You mean damage?
Yeah, 368 damage. Yeah. You can see that it's just taking on the heavy's role, but it's not as big as an heavy, so it's harder for the artillery to hit. Not impossible, but it's a nice little small target. It's a little bit quicker than the heavies as well. Take another shot there from tier 4 Electo. So you can see that the side armour is not impenetrable. 76mm, you can do a little bit of side scraping with 76mm, but you don't want to be over angling at all. It's finding that fine line where it's at its optimum angle, depending on what you're fighting against, because stuff can override it quite easily.
Tier 4 Electo start raping.
Well, you're kind of stuck in an hard place here because it's just us. There's nobody else like coming up and supporting us. We're trying to push in the issue itself here. If you can get one into that Electo, he's gone.
Bang. Nice.
And you notice we're still firing the premium ammo here. We can't risk not penning. We're on his own.
Yeah, mate.
Another one gone. We're over angled here. We're ridiculously over angled. We're not showing enough frontal armour.
You're making the most.
A little bit of backup there. And another donkey shot coming up. No, it's gone.
Is it the gun trolling you, or you
it's
just...
a bit of both. It's more me, I think, than the gun at this point. That dead tank's just not helping. He's nicely coming showing himself to us so we can finish him off. It's risk and reward with this gun. You can fire HE and risk not penning and getting a little bit of splash damage. Or you can fire your premium round with a double the penetration near enough, but not do as much damage. So it's risk and reward. Risk and reward. I prefer to just get the penetration done and not do as much damage, which is probably how most APCR ammo should be in a way. The more pen you get, less damage you do. But
beautiful. Are you saying that you can increase your armour if you angle it correctly, but if you over angle it, you just negate the whole
you negate
armour.
The whole thing, and then it'll shoot you inside. If you want to kill an easy 2, you just got to get around it. Its turret don't traverse as quick as most mediums at tier 6. It's not bad, it's practically an heavy tank. You're going to see here again, premium round, no penetration. So we switched to his HE, and we're going to see the drawbacks of the HE here straight away. We're never going to pen him from front. We're going to have to rely on splash damage, and we get 121. So
it's not enough, but it's not bad.
But 121 for that kind of reload is not
he didn't struggle, did he? He didn't struggle to pen you.
So you can see it's not impenetrable.
No.
And with the derp gun on, it's risk and reward. If you can get like singled out like that, it can be a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
As such.
Especially if some nimble's going around.
Only 4 kills that game. I'm going to look at the armour now. You can see it don't look impressive when you look at the colours on it, but when you think about the angle that's sat at, it's pretty impervious to most things, to be honest with you. Have you got any questions you want to ask about?
Power to weight ratio. No, any good?
I'm not going to tell you that anymore because I told you it for every tank this thing and you ain't got a clue what it means, so I'm not doing it anymore. It goes 35 kilometres an hour with 460 brake horsepower engine, that's all you're going to get.
Is it good uphill?
It's not overly bad, but it's not a fast tank anyway, so it's not,
armour. Tell us something about the armour. We're looking at the armour. Tell us something.
You can see angle it's at already. I mean, it's not unimpressive. I mean, we mentioned the 136. It's got on its lower plate pretty much like the LCAT shape, Jackson shape as well. The curved front, so that's curved, even that's curved, so that's not a guaranteed penetration. The 152 all the way around the turret look, so you're not even going to be able to pen it from sides easy. If you're a tier 5 or 4, you're going to struggle to do that. You've got to try and get it into that side, but as flat and as flush on as possible. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. So tips and hints then. What positives has it got?
if I were playing this tank over the Easy-8, I'd use this Jumbo package, the 105mm howitzer. You've got the armour to sit there, aim in and do as much damage, pick a weak spot if you can. If you get a tier 8 match in this tank support, don't try and push the issue. That armour's not going to stand up to it anymore. Tier 8s are going to go straight through. They're not even going to have to bother aiming or looking for weak spots. They're going for in front of you. There's no two ways about it.
Is it worth fitting a stabiliser or not?
Isn't it? It depends.
Derpy your shots on, man.
Yeah, but you saw in some games you do need to snap a shot off, like we picked off the Leopard, the Hellcat. Sometimes that little bit of stabiliser can get you a kill. But probably take a gun rammer.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll bother with the optics. I don't know if I'd bother with the view range on it. The way you play it, I won't bother with any kind of binos or camo net or optics. I won't run any
I'd
of
go
that.
reload speed.
Yeah,
and
gun lane drive. Yeah. That. I don't know.
What about I was thinking spore lane, because you got explosive damage, don't you? So I'd fit that. I'd have a go at fitting that.
It's preferential. Depends how you want to play this tank.
Yeah, okay.
I won't fit the 76mm gun on it. I'd keep that for the Easy-8.
Okay, and so this is at 5.1 for a reason. You played it quite well.
It's at 5.1 just because it's hard. It's rewarding, but it's hard to have an exceptional matching. It's situational. If your team don't back you up, it kind of relies on its team. And that's why
team dependent.
Yeah,
you're saying
it's not. You can't change the course for a match basically all the time, especially in like a tier 8 game. And some of the tier 6 mediums in a tier 8 match can be a pain in the arse, can change the way the whole battle's going. I don't think you can do that in an Easy 2.
Has it got a high skill level?
No, I think it's quite user friendly with its armour. It's not bad for a new player to play, and it's also enjoyable for a veteran of the game to take out and play as well. So as that regards, it's a nice little tank. Like I said, the tier 6 mediums for me is the best tiers. This is number 5 and it's still one of my favourite tanks on game, as kind of what I was saying to you. It's hard to pick the tier 6 mediums apart. They're all exceptional. I enjoy playing them all. They're all fantastic.
Is this one of your go-to tanks when you're feeling down?
I never sold it. I kept it. Not when I'm looking down. I just enjoy playing it.
Okay,
it's just fun to take out every now and then.
Let's call it a wrap then, because this is 5.1. Is that it? Anything else to say? No. So if you like us, subscribe, find us on Twitter, and let's say thank you very much for watching. Laters.